We live as if we have an infinite supply of time, yet we act as if every minor inconvenience is a life-threatening crisis. Most people are not living. They are merely occupying space, waiting for a version of themselves that magically possesses discipline to arrive in the future. The Stoics, Seneca, Marcus Aurelius, and Epictetus didn't view philosophy as a collection of quotes for a rainy day. They viewed it as a survival manual for the soul. They knew that the world is chaotic, but your mind doesn't have to be. To build your life is to stop being a spectator of your own existence. This script is your blueprint. It is time to stop existing and start building. 1. Stop negotiating with your laziness. The truth. Every time you snooze the alarm or delay a difficult task, you are holding a trial in your mind where your comfort is the judge, and your potential is the defendant. The depth. Marcus Aurelius famously struggled to get out of bed. He reminded himself that he was born to do the work of a human being, not to stay warm under the covers. When you negotiate with laziness, you are effectively telling your subconscious that your goals are optional. The shift. Discipline is the act of making a command to yourself and following it without a second thought. If you debate with yourself, you've already lost. Remove the debate. Execute the command. 2. Build ruthless clarity. The truth. Movement is not progress. You can run 100 miles an hour, but if you are heading toward a cliff, speed is your enemy. The depth. Seneca noted that no wind is favorable to a man who knows not which port he is sailing to. Without a clear port, a specific objective, you become a victim of the shiny object syndrome. Clarity acts as a filter for your energy. The shift. You must define your values and your mission with such precision that every opportunity that comes your way is either a yes that moves you toward your goal or a no that protects your time. Create momentum yourself. The truth. Waiting for motivation is a fool's errand. Motivation is a fair-weather friend. It disappears when the weather gets cold. The depth. The Stoics believed in the power of the prokiron, principles that are at hand and ready for use regardless of mood. Momentum is a physical law, but in the mind, it is a psychological one. Action creates the mood, not the other way around. The shift. Commit to daily minimums. Tasks so small they are impossible to fail. These small wins build the weight of momentum until your discipline becomes an unstoppable force that functions even when you feel empty. 4. Surround yourself with builders, not dreamers. The truth. You are the average of the people you spend the most time with. If your circle prioritizes comfort over growth, you will eventually find excuses acceptable. The depth. Stoicism emphasizes that we are social creatures, but warns that vices are contagious. A dreamer talks about what they will do. A builder shows you what they are doing. The shift. Audit your circle. If you cannot find builders in your immediate environment, seek them in books, mentors, or digital communities. It is better to walk alone toward greatness than to walk in a crowd toward mediocrity. 5. Stop consuming to escape, start learning to evolve. The truth, watching a video about discipline is not the same as being disciplined. Information without application is just a more sophisticated form of procrastination. The depth. Epictetus taught that it is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows. We often consume self-help to get a quick hit of dopamine, making us feel like we've improved without actually doing the work. The shift. For every hour of consumption, spend 2 hours in application. Knowledge only becomes wisdom when it is tested in the fire of real-world action. 6. Master boredom. The truth. Greatness is built in the unseen hours. It is the result of doing the same boring, difficult things long after the initial excitement has worn off. The depth. We are addicted to novelty. The Stoic practice of premeditatio malorum, contemplating future hardships, includes preparing for the evil of monotony. Most people quit not because a task is too hard, but because it is no longer fun. The shift. Mastery is the ability to maintain high-quality output during the dip, the period where the work is repetitive and the rewards are not yet visible. Learn to love the process, not just the prize. 7. Act as if failure isn't an option. The truth. Most people fail because they enter the arena with an escape hatch in mind. They have a plan B that makes plan A feel less urgent. The depth. Seneca argued that many things are difficult because we lack confidence, not that we lack confidence because things are difficult. When you treat your growth as a life-and-death necessity, your brain unlocks levels of resourcefulness you didn't know you possessed. The shift. Burn the boats. Commit so deeply to your evolution that the only way out is through. When failure is not an option, success becomes an inevitability. Conclusion. The architect's mandate. Stoicism is not a philosophy of thinking. It is a philosophy of doing. The world doesn't care about your intentions. It only cares about your results. The time you spend wishing things were different is time you could have spent making them different. The brutal nature of these truths is intended to wake you up. You have the tools, the blueprint, and the ancient wisdom of the giants who came before you. Now you must pick up the hammer. Your life is the most important project you will ever work on. Stop waiting for the storm to pass. Build a house that can withstand any wind.